Hey guys, this is Rick at Tasty Guitar. Today I'm going to be breaking down 3 great licks from the Swamp Fox Tony Joe White. Now, although he was primarily known for his early 70s hit Polk Salad Annie and also being the songwriter for Rainy Night in Georgia, he was a funky guitar player as well. You're going to need the tab for these licks, so make sure you come by TastyGuitar.com, subscribe in the bottom of the homepage to get the free tab collection. Also, check out the description below for information about membership at Tasty Guitar, where you can get Soundslice Interactive Tab, backing tracks, live workshops, feedback on your playing from me, and so much more. Tune up and let's get started. All right, this first lick is coming out of a live version of I Get Off On It, kind of a country funk tune in F sharp minor. Another thing you may have noticed is there was an octave pedal being used to get the note an octave below the fretted note. All right, now this is just all F sharp minor pentatonic, but there are a couple little tricky things in here that you really need to pay attention to. And we're starting on the and of beat 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there on the F sharp, the root, going down to the E, back to the F sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Then you're going to play the root an octave below, the 2nd fret on the low E with your thumb. That's really important to get that with your thumb because you're going to have to be moving between these notes a lot. And if you're trying to do that with the index finger, you're not going to make it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're just going to hit a couple dead notes. I'm hitting the dead D string on the and of 3. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to go back to the F sharp, the E, and then the B note at the 2nd fret on the A string on the and of beat 4. So here is the first 2 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the next measure is kind of interesting because it's a measure of 2-4. You're starting by pulling a B note off to the open A string, hitting that thumb there on the F sharp twice, and then hammering on from the B to the C sharp at the 14th fret. So that's going to sound like this. So here are the first 3 measures. Into the next measure, we're back in 4/4 time. This is when it gets a little bit tricky, so I'm going to break this down really slowly. We're going to hold out that C sharp note from the previous measure, up to the E note there, back to the root on your thumb, the octave there at the 4th fret on the D string, so back to the root down there at the 2nd fret again. Then 2 dead notes. And the last beat here is pretty tricky, so I played it with hybrid picking. Right there, F sharp at the 4th fret on the D, back down, and an open A string. So this whole section, starting from that C sharp note at the end of the 3rd measure, would be. So here's what we have so far from the very beginning. And the last measure, just doing the octave thing again on beats 1 and 2, a little bending lick on beat 3, and ending back down on the root on 8th notes on beat 4. So here's the final measure. And now here's the entire lick very slowly. 2, 3, 4. Again, 2, 2, 3, 4. All right, guys, another really funky lick here in the key of E, still using that octave pedal. This is coming from a live version of a tune called Swamp Rap. All right, here's the first measure, very slow, then I'll come back and break it down. All right, we're starting by hammering onto the E note, the root there at the 7th fret on the A string. I'm hammering on from the 5th fret to the 7th fret there, then back down to your D note, then down to your B note at the 7th fret on the low E, and then you're hitting just dead notes on the ands of beat 3 and 4. So again. I believe I also played it kind of sliding out of that B note, sliding down. You can do that if you want. Or you can choose to play a more staccato. Moving into the second measure, real slow here, then I'll come back and break it down. Again. Real slow here, starting on that D note, hit a dead note, low E, back to the D, low E again, D, hammer onto the E. First couple beats there again. Hold that E note there out a little bit until the and of beat 3, then you're going to hit the low E. And then on the and of beat 4, you're going to go up to the G note at the 5th fret there and kind of hit that staccato. So here's that second measure all together. So here are the first two measures of this lick very slowly. Again. Moving into the third measure here, it is real slow. So just sliding into the 9th fret on the D string, hit the 7th fret on the G, slide back down into the 7th fret there, the A note, down to the G and bend that up slightly, down to the root, D, hammer on there back to your root. So again. All right, moving into the last measure of this lick, I'll play it real slow. We're going to start by playing that last note that we played in the previous measure, the E note. Going to hold that over. Again, real slow. So here's the entire lick very slowly. Again. A little bit quicker now. All right, guys, the final lick here again in E, just a little part of a solo he did in a tune called Up in Arkansas, live version there. All right, I'll play the first measure of the lick and then come back and break it down real slow. Again. All we're doing here is hitting the low E string followed by the octave right there at the 2nd fret, hammering there. Then Then you're going to hit this double stop right here at the 2nd fret on the D and G string. Come back down and hit the D at the 5th fret on the A string. Kind of cut those notes off. Then you're going to go down to the 3rd fret on the low E string, hit that G note 3 times, bend it up slightly on the last one. So here's the first measure again. Moving into the second measure, starting with just the open E, then hammering on to this E7 chord from open strings. You're then going to play this rhythm, going back to the open strings at the end there. So the entire lick is this. One more time.